G'day guys, welcome back to the Fon Supercoach YouTube channel. Today we will be reviewing round 23. We'll probably get through this one pretty quickly because we're in the second last round of the season. So for me, he scored 2,612, which was a little bit of an uptick for me in the rank department. So up 57 ranks to rank 412, which is pretty good. I presume that was because there was no Brodie Grundy this week that I went up, but we'll see how we go. He does have West Coast next week. I will not be watching that game because I don't want to have to watch from behind the couch. Let's get into it. So in defense, so I rolled the dice with Nas as the vice captain against Essendon. Wasn't meant to be. This was an interesting game, honestly, where the what's his name? Redmond had a ping with about 5 seconds left in a kick that he would normally kick, to be honest. So, yeah, that was an interesting watch. The Saints are so weird. Like, they have some games where they sort of just play to the level of their opposition. And that's one of the most frustrating things with supporters. You want to actually beat teams that you're better than, and you want to beat them considerably. So, just a 100 for Nas and just a 95 for Sinclair as well. Nas had a bunch of clangers early. Sinclair just didn't. He only had, I think, 23 disposals or something. He just didn't get enough of the footy. And then Whitfield in the Giants win over the Suns, which I wasn't expecting. That was actually a really good game, to be honest. The Giants were super good. They looked too quick. Like the Suns just couldn't keep up with them. Darcy Jones just gets the ball and he's gone. He's so quick. Anyway, Whitfield 111. He was really good. Good score against the Suns for a halfback is to be expected. So that was good. Colby McKercher scored a 103 against Richmond. Sheasel stole too many points from him, unfortunately, with the 54 disposals. So that was crazy. I did not watch a second of that game, I'll be honest, but I know that Sheasel and Cherry went bananas. We'll get to LDU. I'm pretty excited about that one, let me tell you, after last week. So, McKercher, solid enough. Pretty good for low 300s, I think we got him for. So we take that. We'll be starting next year if he keeps the role. Dale, 128 against West Coast. I don't know. Easy fill up against the Eagles for Bailey Dale. And then I looped Dane Zorko because I was concerned about his injuries, and I thought Freo would show up, which they didn't. I'm really disappointed in that because I was barracking for Freo in this final series, I'm going to be honest, and now it looks like they're not going to make it. So that's unfortunate, but we've taken 127 from Zorko. He just cuts teams up. There's so many people who are like, oh, Zorko does nothing. It's all cheap stats. No, that guy, when he's on, he just kicks laser beams, and he is bloody good. So, well played to Zorko. Kept McCarthy on the bench for a 77. Figured he'd get a little bit of mid-time, which he did get. Like, he had a few CBAs, but he also took kick-ins, which is obviously the god role for Supercoach, but only got a 77. I'm going to look to get him on the field this week against Sydney, I think. Unfortunately, I can't get him forward because it looks like Rankin's going to be suspended, but we'll get to that. And then went with Captain Marcus, 148. Was pretty nice. I didn't even realise it was that high, to be honest, but yeah, we take that. Great result for Marcus. And then Dacos, 133 in a very controversial Adelaide v Collingwood game, as they all seem to be. I will admit that the tears from the Collingwood supporters were very ironic given the last few games against Adelaide, but I won't get involved in that. Obviously, there were some shocking throws and some shocking free kicks not paid in the last quarter. Although I will say that watching the first quarter, I thought that Collingwood was getting a very good run with the umpiring. So, I don't know, swings and roundabouts. As fans, we only remember the last quarter, so it's not really a surprise that people are complaining about it. And then Dawson, 96, started really well and then just faded out of the game, which is pretty unfortunate. Brayshaw and Sarong, 111, 116. Yeah, they were fine. It took a while to get going, but they did get going, and they were, we take a 111 and a 116 from these guys at this point in the season. Tom Green, 111. He was destroying Rao early, but Rao worked his way back into the game, unfortunately for me. But yeah, Tom Green was really good. We take that 111 and we run Butters, 125. He was the only player who showed up for Port this week. Would have to imagine he's gone. I don't know. Port's list is they're in trouble, I think. Like, Their defense, like their key defenders are so bad. Like they're worse than North's, I think. So I don't know what they're going to do there, but we'll see. It'll be interesting to see if they can pull themselves out of this one. And then LDU 157 against Richmond. As I said, didn't watch this game, but we love to get that cash in, hoping he can go all right against Adelaide as well. I think he has some decent history against Adelaide. Nope. We'll pretend that doesn't exist. And then Gorn 145 always goes well against the Hawks. That was nice to see. Yeah, unfortunately, the rest of the team didn't show up. So, yeah, Melbourne got pumped. That was fun. First game that I haven't watched to the end this year. Was just absolutely disgusted with the effort, but it is what it is. Then Ryan Marshall, 107. Obviously, Dodson came in. Dodson didn't play a heap of ruck minutes, but Goldie was actually really good. This is probably Goldie's best game all year. And Marshall sort of copped a... I would say Marshall got beat by Goldie, which it's kind of not what you want to see when you're an owner of Ryan Marshall and he's got the second easiest matchup in the game, but it is what it is. And then Baz, 131 against Sydney, just running around doing what he likes because Max Holmes got tagged, which was another reason why I got a green arrow this week. So thank you for that. Riley Philthorpe thought this would be a good cash-in against Darcy Moore this week, who's given up about 100 goals in the last 10 weeks. So it wasn't meant to be. It was on -5 at halftime, which I think is the lowest halftime score I've ever had on field. Obviously, went well in the second half, kicked a nice clutch goal. Gave away a silly 50-metre penalty in the first quarter, but then nearly gave away... Oh, it wouldn't have been 50, but should have been a delay of game. He kicked the ball away from the umpire. I think it was by accident, but yeah, the Pies fans weren't happy about that. And then Darcy, only 83 against West Coast. Would have liked a little bit more on their defence. Then Rankin, as I said, looks like he's going to miss this week. I swear, I've had cover in defence and mid all year. I guess I did have Cherry out and Rosie. Maybe I'm just complaining a little bit too hard. But I get hit in the forward line so often, I swear. With McRae and then Horn Francis and, anyway. 86 for Rankin. Would have liked a little bit more, but it is what it is. And then 91 for Caleb Daniel against Richmond, to be expected. 85 from Petrarca against the Hawks was pretty good in the first half, I thought. Thought it was one of his better games, but then faded out of the game in the second half, as Christian has been doing all year, unfortunately. So hopefully he stays at the club and hopefully he can run games out a little bit better next year. That would be nice. And then Rosie, 75, got towed up by Frankie Evans. So yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, that's the team for this week. We've smashed through that. I guess we can do captains and vice captains. So I have no one in this game to target, so I wouldn't go there. If you had Cripps for whatever reason, or De Koning still, that would be a nice VC option, I think. I think there are better ones though. So I don't love Dacos against Collingwood. I probably wouldn't touch anyone in this game because Cameron's kind of good. Cameron doesn't feel that hard to score on, but yeah, it's hard to know. And it's just probably a game I'd avoid as well. Melbourne tends to pull random taggers out for Nick Dacos, so would avoid that. And then this game I really like as a VC if you have Rowell. And I think I'm going to go Butters as well. Suns are a good matchup for midfielders. It is also Hinkley's last game. And for whatever reason, Ken over the journey has been very good at getting Port fired up for individual games where they come out and they play really well. They play well above themselves and they give it a really good crack. I'm hoping we see that for Ken's last game. I actually like Hinkley. I'm probably in the minority with that. But I think he's good for the game, good for the theatre. Just gets involved and is pretty funny. So hopefully he finds himself back in footy after this year. But yeah, I'm going to go with Butters for my VC this week, I think. Another one you could go is Dawson against the Crows, but I have a feeling that is a sub-risk this game because he's a good chance of getting managed. He got heavily managed last time they played, against North, not the Crows. He got heavily managed last time they played North, so I don't know if that'll be relevant or whatnot. He was a little bit more banged up last year, so yeah, I don't know. I'm probably going to give that one a miss though. Another good one is Baz against Richmond. Have they already played Richmond? Where did you go earlier? No, they haven't. Interesting. He's actually got bad history against Richmond. Anyway, not really relevant. So I may switch to this as well. We'll see. But Holmes is another good one if you have Max Holmes as well. Obviously, any Sydney player you own against West Coast is going to be a good option. As I said at the start, I will not be watching this game because I don't want to know what Brodie Grundy does to Matt Flynn and BJ Williams. So, yeah, I want nothing to do with that. Probably wouldn't go Nass or Sinclair against the Giants. The Giants are the hardest team to score against the halfbacks, and there's a strong chance that Nass gets tagged. Even though the Giants haven't been tagging recently, I understand that, but it's just not where I'd like to go. I think I'm going to fall back on Bont again because I don't think he's going to get attention against Freo. I'm expecting this to be a finals-like game, although I will say that Freo play Marvel probably the worst out of every team in the league, and the Dogs play the best, so it could be another blowout. I hope not for Freo's sake, but I'm hoping that's a good game. It should be interesting. And then Brisbane v Hawthorn. I don't know if anyone would own any players in this game. Maybe if you have like McCluggage or whatever, he could be good, but yeah, probably not looking at that game. So I'm going to go like this. Butters into Bont. I may reconsider and go Baz into Bont. I'm not sure. But that's how we're going to line up for this week. Let's see. So Rangan's not playing, which is unfortunate. How am I going to make this work? I have no forward coverage. Dude, people are getting like random hundreds from Jack Martin and Neil Erasmus whilst I've got 2 dead rookies on the... I mean, no one has Aiden Johnson. It's my own fault, but... Yeah, it is what it is. It made a trade work earlier. It's fine. Like, you know. All right, who do I want to loop McCarthy with? Is it Rosie? Nah, surely Rosie gets up for Kenny's last game. Good matchup against Gold Coast as well. Hawthorn, I think, have been not too bad to score against the halfbacks, so I'm kind of not minding Dorco here. Is it Sinclair? I'm not sure. Maybe it's LDU. You know what? I'm going to do LDU. We'll see how that goes. Should have Hustwaite as a loop. Oh, I'll have Gross. No, I won't have Gross. I should have Hustwaite as a loop, so that should work. But yeah, that's how I'm going to line up this week. Really looking forward to, again, the Dogs Freo game and the Brisbane Hawthorn game this week. I think they're going to be rippers. I am wishfully hoping that Melbourne are a little bit better than being an easy beat this week, but you never know. That's obviously a supporter's blind faith. I have a feeling the Port Gold Coast game will be somewhat interesting too. But that's kind of it for this week. I think next week I will be doing I won't go through the actual play-by-play so much. I might talk about it very briefly, but I'm looking to do more of like a season in review type, I don't know, weekly review if you like next week. So I'll pull up some stats for, you know, the trades that I think went really well, the trades that went really poorly for me, general thoughts about the season, and probably some closing thoughts going into next season. So yeah, looking forward to that. I will admit the quick like team reviews aren't as interesting as talking about the strategy and all that, which tends to go out the window a little bit once all the trades are gone. So, you know, that's not ideal. There is also Supercoach finals, which maybe I will do. I don't know. We'll see what that looks like. If there's prize money involved, I will definitely do it. New team every week. That is going to be fascinating, I think. So, yeah, really looking forward to that as well. If you hadn't heard about that, it sounds like they're going to release a finals Supercoach where you get a different team every week. And I don't know how the rankings work or anything like that, but I think that sounds super cool. So I am, yeah, really looking forward to that. But yeah, that's it from me this week, guys. A quick one, just about 15 minutes. Thanks for watching as always. Appreciate your support this year. It's been really awesome. We will keep going next year. So yeah, hopefully you are still interested in me this time next year. But yeah, thanks guys. I'll see you next week. Bye.